Welcome to Dragonfly Trading, everybody. Hopefully everything goes okay today. Let me know you can hear me, see me, and everything's working all right. Hello, Ahmed. Let me know where you guys are from, and let me know you can hear me and see me okay. Hi, Eve. Thank you, Eve. All right, well, let me know if it starts spinning. Hopefully, we will have good luck today. Okay. Let's give it a few minutes. Let some people come in here. Everything seems all right so far. Welcome, Richard. We'll get started in just a minute. Stonehammer, welcome, welcome. I had a nice 4th of July, I did. All right, we're going to start out on a weekly time frame, okay? I'm going to throw in 2 indicators that I use. They are from my good friend, Unrekted. Okay, one's called the machine, and I know it looks messy, don't panic. And one is called the quasi, and they go together here. I'm going to explain it really easily. Probably most of you already know what these are. Welcome, Frumpy. All right, so let's talk about the top one. The top one's really simple here. It's basically moving averages that are made into Bollinger Bands, okay? That's all it is. We've got this bottom yellow, okay? It's the 100. And we have this toplet yellow. Imagine that is a Bollinger Band, okay? Then we have, let's see, this blue bottom and this blue top. Imagine that as a Bollinger Band. That's it, okay? It's just Bollinger Bands based on moving averages. And they're overlapping each other, and I took the background out to make it easier to see. The red line is the 200 weekly moving average, and the blue one is the 300, okay? Now, this bottom one, it goes together with the top one. Same thing. I'm going to change this one color. Okay. Same colors that go with the top. Imagine this box as a cage. Cage, a box, whatever you want to call it. But the moving averages don't like to be on the top. They're overstretched, and they don't like to be, my face is probably in the way, they don't like to be in the bottom. They want to be in the middle, and they will naturally come back to the box, okay? It's very simple. So right now on the weekly time frame, we have a yellow one that is very close to coming out the bottom, okay? And we have a white and blue that are out the bottom. What this means is if the colors are outside the bottom of the box, it means that price cannot break them to the upside. It means they cannot come back into those color Bollinger Bands, okay? So let me explain it very simply. See how the yellow one is borderline coming out the bottom? It is like on the hair of coming out the bottom, but it isn't out yet. That is why price has not been able to crack this yellow Bollinger Bands. We can wick it. We can bounce off of it with a wick, but we cannot close a weekly candle underneath this yellow one until yellow comes out the bottom. And it's very, very close. Like one little dump in the yellow one would come out. But notice red is inside. Price will not be able to break. Well, it's way down there. Okay, I'll show you on another time frame. So this is basically what it means. So price is not going to crack yellow, which is sitting at 18,700 until yellow comes out. But guys, it's so close. It's just hanging on by a thread. Okay. Notice the blue one. We've been wicking off of it. It's because blue has still been in the cage, but it's riding the bottom line. Notice that white's underneath. We cannot break white to the upside until white comes back in here. This is like the most reliable indicator I have seen in a long time. Okay. Let's go down a little bit to the 4-day. See the white one coming across here at the top? How we haven't been able to break it to the upside? That's because on the 4-day, white has been out the bottom. But it's very close. If we were to turn upwards, that it would come inside from underneath, and that means we would be able to break white to the upside. Okay? Everything okay with the stream? Let me know, guys. Let me know if it's spinning, buffering, anything like that. I'm hoping everything will be okay today. 2-day, we've got white underneath us, and white is inside the box. Okay? Which means price can't break it to the downside until white comes out of the box. So let's summarize this all up. Okay? We have a blue underneath us that's very weak support, okay, on the 2-week time frame. We have a yellow that is underneath us, but very weak support because yellow is about to come out. It's hanging on by a thread. On the 4-day, we have a white that is resistance. Okay? And on the 2-day, we have a white underneath us that is support, okay? But everything is weighted to the downside. The daily is to the downside, and it's underneath this 0 mark, okay? All right, so I basically wanted to show you that. Notice right, let's see, here, where the white one came out the top. Notice how we were we were underneath this white Bollinger Band, okay? Then it came inside the box, so we were allowed to break it to the upside. Now we're inside the Bollinger Band, and as soon as it came out the top, we were allowed to break it to the upside. That is how reliable these 2 indicators are. All right. I'm actually going to, no, I'll leave that on there. All right. Let's bring price in. Okay. So we have done something that we've never done. We've talked about it, that we're underneath the 200 moving average. This is really the first time in history that we have been underneath it with this many candle closes. I believe we came underneath it here, but it didn't stay there long, okay? So because of that, it's created a very bearish outlook, okay? Bearish sentiment. Even though we already have that, it's created it even more, okay? So we can still, I've said this many times in my videos before, that we could analyze this count and analyze this count and analyze this count of what it could be, and we still may not be completely right, okay? One thing I do know is this in here is a 3 and a 4, okay? But is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And then all of this is a 1, and this is a 2, okay? And then this is a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2. I don't know, guys. I can't say for sure with absolute confidence what this is. What if this is a complete move? All right, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or if it's all 1s and 2s. Or is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is a 4 and a 5, okay? So what I'm getting at is we could really analyze this, but we still may not be correct, okay? But what we do know, okay, is if we come into this territory of what is a 1 and a 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to invalidate this being a wave 4, okay? Whether it's coming from over here or if it's coming from here. It will be a rule breaker if we come into the 1. If we come into the 1, then we're going to flip to this being a 1 and a 2. Okay? It will remain that way until we break this low. Now, I'm not saying we're going to break that low, guys. I'm just saying this is how I'm going about it. Okay? Because I'm absolutely not 100% sure where we are at in this. But we break this low, then we're going to have to assume that we're either coming deeper for a deeper fourth wave, or we're correcting a lot more of this. Okay. Now, when we look at it this way, okay, if I was to look at it this way, I would naturally want to say this is a 1 and a 2. It's obviously way bigger than this. This is a smaller degree 1 and 2. 3, 4, 5. For a higher degree 3. Came down into fourth wave territory. Higher degree 4. And 5. This is what I would want to say, looking at it this way. Because we've broken this fourth wave territory, I wouldn't say that this was a higher degree 4 than this 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, because we broke this territory. If we would have came down here and bounced off of it and continued up, I would definitely say that this could be a higher degree 4th, and that its 1 is somewhere down in here. But a higher degree 4th, probability-wise, doesn't break their prior. Okay? So, guys, where we're at, we're going to have to wait and see and just go with the invalidations one by one. Okay? If we pivot and we never come into here, then we're going to call it a 4 and see what happens. And be thinking that we may only get one more to the upside. Okay? If we don't, if we do, then we're going to flip to 2, and so on it goes. All right? Okay. We are definitely the lowest we've ever been in RSI, okay, on the weekly time frame. We have never needed a weekly divergence to turn the market yet. We have needed a 4-day and a 2-day and a daily divergence to turn the market. And right now, we're still very buried on the 4-day. So if we're going to need a 4-day divergence, we are going to have to pivot up to the upside to bring this RSI up to the 40 and then roll over again so we can create reversal divergence. Okay. 2 days, same thing as the 4-day. The only one that slightly has a chance here, or does, is the daily. As you can see, we were rejected on 40 here so far, and we've pivoted off of it. Pivoting means that we've got this little tick to the downside right there. Okay. If we roll over, we're going to have reversal divergence here. Now, let me see one thing real quick here. Okay. So we will have daily divergence, and will that be enough to turn the market? We're going to have to wait and see. All right, let's talk about a few counts. I'll go through this quickly so we can get to the requests. Okay. WXY. Got to pivot now, okay, for this blue WXY. The reason it has to pivot is because this is the deepest it should come, is the 1.382, okay? Can it turn this into a W, go up in 3 waves and turn this into an X, and then come down for Y? Yes, it can. It can make this bigger, okay? We won't know till we see what does it give us. As it stands right this moment, and we'll go down on the low time frame, I don't see much of a bullish option here. The only thing it could potentially do is do something like this. Okay, because I don't think that it's got the chance, but we'll talk about it. But blue WXY, this being done and over with, it's going to have to pivot in 5 waves and going to have to do it now because it doesn't have any more room. Okay, this one. So we have the white ABC, which will have to be this one in white, okay? So if it's the white ABC, it's going to come deeper. More likely, if we're going to pivot and end this thing, it's going to be the yellow ABC, okay? Now, the yellow ABC could be done. We have a slight chance of that, where this was the 5th. And we'll talk about it when we get down in here. But more likely, it's going to need that rollover to create that daily divergence between the 3rd and the 5th to turn the market. Okay? It can do it on a daily divergence. So I do feel it's highly likely that we roll over. And then hopefully we won't pivot in 3 waves and make this white 4. If we do and we can't get through here, then we are coming down for another 5 waves. And Again, it'll be the exact same thing. Do we take off in 5 waves or do we pivot in 3? And basically what the market does until it's done with this 5 waves is it creates 3, 5, 3 into the 4th wave territory again, 5, and it just keeps going till this wave is done. Okay? Or we get to a point where it decides to make a bigger rally in 3 for a B or an X. Okay? And then we will be giving this leg a partner if it does this. Okay? So it's pretty simple, guys. We're either going to, at every rollover, okay, we're either going to pivot in 3 and bonk our heads on the prior degree 4th, and then roll over again in 5, and that continues. So 3, prior degree 4, 5, until this leg is done. Or it rolls over in 5, gives us a bigger rally, then we give this leg a partner. That's how we end up in a deeper bear market. Or with one of these rollovers of 5, we get a 5 wave move that rips through that area and pulls back into it. At this point, the market has a chance to turn us. I hope that was fairly easy to understand. So you can analyze the count, analyze the count, and analyze the count, okay? But you could take it all off. And what you're looking for is rollover. Does it get through this prior order block? Does it just get bonk its head in 3? Or does it rip through in 5? If it rips through in 5, then you're looking for a 3-wave pullback and let's go. What we don't want to see is a pullback and then just an equal size leg. This would be a 3-wave move. But the first 5 wave gives the market a chance. Okay? So every time it rolls over, you're looking for 3 or 5. If you get 3, you've got another rollover. If you get 3, you've got another rollover. It's as simple as that. Okay? You really don't even need to know what this count is. Yes, it's nice to know, but it's the same process. Same process, 3 or 5. And every time it rolls over, it's the prior order block you want to get up and over with a V-shaped recovery. Okay. Let's go down. Let's get down in here in this guy because that's the one that matters right now. Okay. It can be argued, all right, that this wave right here is 5 waves. I don't think it is, but it could be, okay? But the minute that we break this low, this being a 5-wave move comes off the table, okay? The way it's looking right now, it's very highly probable that we might break that low, okay? There's a couple of options here. I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible, okay? Let's talk about how this could move to the upside first. It moves to the upside because it makes this middle wave a connector. Then it uses this leg and moves to the upside, okay? We'll either bonk our heads here if this is the case and this is what it's going to do, or it can try to get through here, and if it does, as you can see, this is all insufficiency. What is insufficiency? It's an area where the market dumped or ran to the upside really hard and created very little stops along the way, okay? It makes it very easy for the market to go straight through there. That's what happened all in here. You pump, you dump. You pump, you dump, because these are insufficiencies. Okay? So if we can break through that resistance, we could fill this in and come up here. That's one way we can move to the upside. It makes this a B, C in the middle, and then it uses this leg, gives it a partner, and it could get up to here if it can get through that resistance. Another way is that this is all one move. It is giving this leg a deeper partner. Okay? We don't break this low. And then if this is an A or a wave 1, this is a B or a wave 2. And then here we go. We get C that either cannot get through here or it can get through. Okay? Or third rips through here, fourth finds support on top, and fifth up. Okay? For this to happen, we cannot break this low. For this big wave, for the 2. Okay? One more option, it's just a little variation of this, is that this comes deeper. It does break the low, comes into the expanded B pocket. Now I feel that if we get underneath the 1.236, as I think this, where this 300 weekly is, this blue line, if we can hold above it, even though we break the low, there's a possibility that we can create a C back to the upside. Probably won't get through here, but maybe there's a miracle that it does, and it could go up to here. It would be a flat, and flats are flat. Flats are powerful. Okay? We saw it here. That was a pumper, and that was a small one. This would be a big one. But if we lose the 300 weekly and get up underneath it, I think that it's the bearish scenario, and that is where we're coming down. Okay? Where this is a 1, this is a 2 pullback, this is a 1. Sorry, this belongs over here. Okay? Basically, you get the picture here. Okay? 1, 2, down we go. So if we come back up over this high right here, it's very unlikely that the bear is happening now. This would pretty much be the invalidation for it right here. Okay? All right. That's about it for the analysis. Let's see if there's some requests here. If you have any questions about what I just said, please ask. Just making sure everything's okay with that. Yeah, being in a wave 2, it's going to be a massive 3. I know somebody asked how to chart request. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I hope Stonehammer's still here. FTM. Oh, I was going to look at the DXY. We'll do that in just a second. Okay. So this is its prior fourth. We're right there right now. This is a weird looking one, but maybe I don't have all the data back here. We'll assume this is a 1 and all the data isn't here, okay? If not, and there isn't any more data, then we're starting from this low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We break fourth wave territory, then it's very unlikely that this would be a 4. Where this would be 3, this would be 4, and we would go up for 5. Because if we get underneath there, you know, it's going to turn it to resistance, and then the chances of it being a 4 are very unlikely. And here's the one that we don't want to come into. So looking at this, it's more likely that we're dealing with a 1 and a 2. Okay. Now, whatever Bitcoin does, it's going to do. Does it do 3 waves, bonk its head? Doesn't ever get past this territory, rolls over for 5, then it would probably, you know, rally a little bit depending on how deep this is. It may not even, may just rally to here. And then we're going to give this a partner, most likely down in this area. This really looks like 3 waves. This is 3 waves. That's, okay, so that's a 5-wave move there. So basically, probably, you know, this is going to travel back up here. Maybe it'll get back up to there depending on what Bitcoin does. It looks like it has a rollover. The reason I say that is because wherever your low is, that is clearly 3, 3, 5. That's a flat. So it started in 3 waves. It starts in 3 waves. It can't turn bullish. The only thing that it can create at that point is some type of diagonal. That's the only hope that it would have. And there's still a lot of legs left for it to do that. Okay. So if it doesn't create a diagonal, then it will eventually roll over. Okay. Hope you're still here, Stonehammer. Zilliqua. Z-I. Here it is. Trying to get one with more see if this one does. No, they're just getting worse. Sorry guys, hold on. Unfortunately, this looks like a zigzag. I don't have all the data, or maybe I do. Maybe this is when it started, but this really looks like it came up in 3-wave move. Doesn't mean it can't run with Bitcoin when it does, but what it would do, you can clearly see this connector in here. So this leg is getting a partner, but it would use this leg and give it an equal move, which would be just as big as a bull run, but the whole thing would be a 3-wave move. Okay. Now maybe, you know, but from this low to this high, unless one thing I just saw could be that we've got 1, 2, 3, an overextended fifth. That's what I think it is. Yeah. So, this one I really think's in a 1 or 2. 1 and a 2. Okay. And it's going, right now, it's giving this leg a partner. Okay. Probably the next area we're looking for is right here. This is it. Okay. Obviously, if it can't hold there, then it's coming down to here. But this is the deepest it should come, is this extension, 0.0057. But there's a good chance it will not even get down there, that it'll hold one of these. Hope that helps there. And if you want a little lower time frame, same thing with this one. See the 3 waves, then 5. It started out with a flat. So the only bullish thing it has, connector, partner leg, then we have 3, 3, and then it can either do 3 or 5 to the upside. It probably won't get above here. If Bitcoin goes bullish and it pushes up to that upper resistance, well, this could go with it. Okay, where it gives 3, 3, and then it gives a big old C wave to the upside. And it gets back up probably to here. Okay. Hi. You said with all these scenarios, how do you trade? It makes us confused to make a decision. Okay. I don't trade just Elliott Wave for one thing, okay? I have a system, all right, that has 6 strategies, okay? So basically, when one of those strategies present themselves, yes, I use my Elliott Wave knowledge to know whether we're coming, if we're making 3 or 5, okay? But those strategies come into play also, and they have clear invalidations to them. All right? So basically, if this is 5 waves, okay, and the start of something, we're not allowed to break the top. Okay? If this comes up in 3 waves and not 5, well, it's obvious. This is 5 and a pullback for 3. Stop loss goes here and down we go. Okay? But how do I trade? I trade off my system, and it would be too difficult for me to try to explain it here. Okay? But it has strict rules about it that makes it very easy, based on the strategies that I have laid out for myself, makes it very easy to trade. I know that there's a lot of scenarios here with how the market could move. You know, is this a connector and then it's going to give it a partner leg? Okay. But I know if it breaks this high, okay, that's not what it's doing. It's doing this scenario. Okay. But how do I explain it more simply? Well, I guess I did. My system has rules based off the strategies that are in place, which makes it very easy to make a decision. I hope that explained it well. So the system that I have in place makes it very easy to make a decision or to react to whatever the market's doing. All right. Let me know, hi, if that made sense. Sand. So again, if one of the strategies aren't there, I don't jump into the market because if they don't present themselves, which the more strategies you have with strict invalidations, the more chances you have to trade, which one presents itself every single day. But if one is not there, I don't trade, okay, because I don't have a clear invalidation. All right. That's a beautiful impulse wave. Okay. Looks like the whole market's pretty much in the same boat. Okay. This is the prior third and fourth here. That looks like a fifth wave. All right. It's still all across the market. Are we going to get above this little area to try to push up to the next one? Okay. That's what's all across all of them really right now. This still has a chance to be a fourth, but, you know, it looks like all across the market we potentially have another rollover. So unless this double bottoms, it's probably going to get underneath here. But if we do push up to the next one, okay, in a three-wave move, then we're giving this one a partner, and it probably will get underneath there. So I think all across the market, we're in ones and twos. Most probable here. Okay. Unless some miracle happens and we create a diagonal here. That's the only thing that's going to get us out of here. And a lot of these alts are presenting with a three-wave move off of the bottom. So we have a chance that Bitcoin is a five-wave move, okay? But this isn't. And then this came down and broke the bottom. And this, that's a contender for an impulse wave, but it more looks like a zigzag. Okay, because look how choppy it was all the way up and overlappy. So probably it's a climbing WXY or climbing zigzag. But we know where the invalidation is, right here. So if we can stay above it, okay, and even if we come down in the down scenario, if we can stay above that, I guess there is a slight chance that that's a 1. But more than likely it's an A. And this will be B. And then we'll get C that doesn't get through here, or it gets up to the next one. But really right in here, you can see the three waves and the three waves. So it more looks like a flat to me. It started from here. Like I said, there's a slight chance that's a 1, but it's probably highly unlikely. But it's definitely on the table all across the market till we break that low. Crypto Rocker, I think if you're still here, I explained what my method is. I have a strict system that I've built. Elliott Wave is in there, but it is not by far the entire system. It's definitely in there. I use a lot of Elliott Wave, but a lot of it is price action based, order blocks, insufficiencies, a lot of other things in the system. I do hold, yes. So I've got money set aside just ready to buy into this market. Okay. So I would say I'm not just one thing. I'm a holder, swing trader, scalper. I'm all of it. I have like 6 different accounts. One I scalp with, one I swing trade with, one I hold with. And then I like building accounts. Like I'll take an account that's, you know, from $300 and take it up to 3,000 and then move the money over, stuff like that. So thank you, I'm Ran. I hope I didn't murder your name. I'm sorry. All right, Ape Coin. I did notice that I didn't change the pre-sale price on the course is still there, guys, on my website. So I failed to change it. So if you're interested, now is the first perfect time to learn. I don't like to uh, be all salesy during a live stream, but I just wanted to say it is still at the pre-sale price, and I will leave it there for a couple of days. I think this is all the data. I mean, that's a pump to the upside. So looking at this, guys, this is like 1 and 2. I mean, if this is all the data, it's very clear, 1 and 2. And this, my word, is all insufficiency. Like there's nothing here for this to find support on. Okay. So this is all going to be buyers to push this. And yeah, because there's no support down there. This looks like a potential for a diagonal. Okay. So, same with the other markets. We've got this order block, this order block. Why is it not even? Oh, I turned it off. Okay, here we go. So, is it ABC? Is this going to be come down deeper, C? Or C up here? Okay. This is one of the options, or like I said, there's a miracle on the table that this is a 1 and a 2 and we get the 3, 4, 5, okay? But this low all across the market is the invalidation for that. All right. So as long as this remains corrective in here, all right, so if it can, these all look like 5-wave moves. We want to see another 5-wave move that just does not take out that bottom, that makes a zigzag. How will you know? When the market starts moving here, we don't want to see any candles that look like that are creating big third waves. We don't want to see where the market does one of these. Okay. We want to see it controlled, sort of like the way this one did. But we didn't get no big separation candle. If it can do that, there's a good chance we won't break this low. And we'll just have to wait. We're going to have to wait and see what we get here. No vision, music, oil, and commodities 10%, oh, minus 10% today. To be honest, I'm probably not the best person to ask that question. I need to educate myself. I have a person in my Discord that is spectacular in that subject, that educates the Discord people for me. I mean, I really need to educate myself, but unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that question if it's good for Bitcoin. Yeah, ape is crazy. There's nothing here to hold it up. Like you can see, if we lose this support again, there's nothing there. But it's been doing relatively well, you know, despite that. Hot. Yeah, if someone else could answer his question. I think someone did there. Jeez, that's not it. Well, let's see. Let me try this one. There we go. I probably don't have all the data. If you have a Farcades, if you Arena, if you have a, oh, you did ask me. Duh. Sorry about that. How come I'm not finding it? Hot USDT on Binance. That's premium index is choppy. I'm not seeing it. Am I typing something in wrong? Hot USDT. Here we go. That's a little better. All right. Well, I don't know if there's more back here, okay? But let's assume that there is. And it's the same thing, guys. This is what we got to get above. Okay? We've got to get above here to try to fill in this insufficiency and do it in a 5-wave move. You can see the little 3, 3, 5. Now, could I be wrong? I could be, guys. I could be wrong, and this entire move is 1. Okay? That's the case. There's a chance this is an A or a 1. All right? But the way it looks to me, it really looks like 3. But if I'm wrong, then it's obvious. We don't want to break this low. Okay? This looks like this is the middle connector, and that this is going to get a partner, and we'll have to see, can it stay above this low? If it can be an A or a 1, then we could kick to the upside. And then do we get through this resistance? And do we do it in a big third, fourth, fifth? Okay. But a lot of these alts really, really look like they created a flat to begin with right here, which is 3, which means 3, and then it's either 3 or 5 to the upside. ADA and Dodge. Let me know if that's the one that you wanted, okay? If it's not, just request it again. That's a beautiful impulse wave. It doesn't get any more beautiful than that. And you can clearly see, guys, look. This was the fourth wave right here. The market came through it and back tested it. Now, obviously it doesn't invalidate till it comes into this one. Okay. So this one, of course, can still be a wave 4. All right. Because it doesn't officially invalidate till it comes into the 1. But probability-wise, see where it made this little 3-wave move right there? That was its trying to hold the 4th and push up for a 5th. This is what it should look like. Okay. Now, obviously, we're not going to invalidate it completely till it comes into here, but more than likely, we're dealing with a 1 and a 2. And more than likely, we're looking at somewhere in here. Maybe this upper part will hold it. Maybe right around in here. Doesn't mean it can't rally. So if Bitcoin tends to rally, it could rally back up to this point. And then we would be giving this leg a partner. Now, of course, it's always on the table that we've bottomed. But look at this, okay? That is so clear what that is. If we start from back here, very clear what that is. So either where we start, okay, whether we say that this is where we want to start, or we say here's where we want to start, that's 3. If we start here, that's 3. So unless this is going to pull a diagonal out of its rear end somehow, and say we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which that's a lot of waves to project, that can't go bullish. Okay? It has to reset itself. It has to come down, reset itself, and then try to go bullish. So whether it wants to do 3, 3, and then 5, and back up into this territory, it's still it's still going to roll over. Or it's doing 3, 3, 3, and it can't even get through here. Then it's rolling over. But this can't go anywhere unless it makes a diagonal. Anywhere bullish. This is very clear. Definitely has very nice price action. That stuff was choppy. Oh, look at all these wicks. All right. What's the other one? Was Dodge, I think. Alrighty dighty, we've got the fourth wave again. Okay. I think you guys are learning something from this, that a higher degree fourth should hold its prior degree. That is its support. Because when it goes up for a fifth, it's insufficiency. Okay. So when it corrects back, it likes to hold its prior degree fourth and then climb for its fifth. Okay. So you can see that it's bounced. If it gets underneath it, it's all insufficiency again. Okay. So then it drops to here. This is how you know when an impulse wave is done, because it'll break its prior degree fourth. Okay, as soon as it does that, or breaks its 2-4 trend line, you know that it's done. All right, so basically it looks like there's a lot of connectors in there. This is very corrective looking. So let's take a look at this guy, because that's what matters the most, right? You can see this bearish divergence here on the daily time frame. Same thing. 3, 3, 5. So it's has started out, I think, with a flat. The only way that I'm incorrect is if somehow this is a 5-wave move, but it's got an overlap in there, so most likely it's not. Same thing, we know where the invalidation point is. And I really think it's 3 waves, but looks like it wants something like this. And let's see what it does. Can it get through here? If it does, same thing as Bitcoin. It's got this insufficiency that it's going to take it up to here. Bear scenario is that it made the 5 waves, it pulled back in 3, and this is the start of 5 waves. Break of this high is invalidation for that. Break this high, we're not coming down in 3, 4, 5. It means that it wants to give this 3-wave a partner leg to the upside. Okay. Where you can be more confident of what it's going to do, this is 3 waves. Okay. The most this can do right now is this is a middle connector, is give you 5 to the upside. Because it started out in 3, it's corrective. It can't go far. Chances are it won't break this high. It's all about 3s and 5s with Elliott Wave. Sol. Another beauty. Another fourth wave territory. Okay. It's obvious we don't want it to come into its one. But to be realistic here, guys, we've already come so far. Let's think about which one we'd rather. Would we rather have a 1 and a 2? And then this third wave to come is going to be the bull run of the all time? Like we've never seen in ever yet in crypto? Or do we want this to be a 4? And all we get is a 5th that breaks this high? I want the 2. I want the buy-in of the century. So I know that, you know, this is horrible, or some feel it's horrible that we're in this bear market, okay? But, you know, having a buy-in down here for the next bull run that's going to be crazy, crazy. I mean, let's assume that real quick here, that we come down to the 618, okay? That this way bear market makes rolls over, okay? Pulls back in 3, say, and then does this, okay? And this is a 1 and a 2. And we're in a bear market for a whole nother year or something. Let's just take a projection on what we're looking at when the third wave finally hits. I mean, if we're going to go with these fib extensions, we're talking crazy numbers. 34,000? $34 to 34,000? We are going to be some crazy wealthy people. I mean, obviously, you know, it's going to be something that looks like this. Okay. But still, I'll hold that over the next 30 years. I mean, look how tiny that is. When you go to the something that's been around for a long time. See? Look at the difference. Look how tiny that was. So Bitcoin is probably just, you know, it's in these early conception days. Or it's in this right here. That's Bitcoin. Right there. These are all those bull runs, a pullback, bull runs, pullback. My face is probably in the way. Okay. Maybe we're in this, see? So we had bull run, pullback, bull run, pullback. And all these were getting smaller and smaller. And now we're in this little wave 1 and 2. And all of this is still to come. That puts it into perspective. Okay, because so it's just, you got to go down on the weekly to even see it. And I was up on the 3-month for the SPX. I hope that makes more sense, guys. And I would rather have a wave 2. Let's see. I can't pronounce your name, but you were asking for SC. I hope it's this one. Okay. Looks like impulse wave, and this is a definite 2. I don't know if I have all the data. Let's see. Because it's getting so close. It's the same thing. I am so glad this live stream has held up. Oh, geez. Okay. 1 and 2. Okay. If I have all the data, we don't want to break this low. Now, what will it mean if we break it? I'm sure some have wondered. Well, what if we break the low? Well, all it means, guys, is that we break the low. Okay? Just means we're not in a 1 and we're not in a 2. It means that the market is starting over. Okay? It's going to start from this low. Okay? And if it makes 5 waves, then that's its new wave 1 potentially. It just means the market has to reset itself. Okay? Very few break their lows. Okay? But if it does, it does. And it'll just restart. So basically, when it finally gets going again, its bull run will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will turn into 1. And when it pulls back, that will turn into 2. Okay, I already did Maytag, however you pronounce that one. I'll do dot. All right, so dot, obviously, okay, has way broke its 4th. It is tapped its 1 now. So 100% dot is a 1 and a 2. Okay, dot needs to hold here. So dot really needs a rally. And the higher the rally, the better. So that this partner leg here can potentially hold this area. Why do I say it needs to hold it? Because this is insufficiency. There's nothing there. Must be something there. There's a little tick here, but maybe there's more data. Maybe. No. Maybe there is, though. But anyway, it needs to hold that territory. Otherwise, oh crap, I'm sorry, guys. So it needs to hold this, and it needs a rally. It's got divergence on its daily. See how clear this is, guys? Here's the low. Look at this. 3, 3, 5. So, but it could, yeah, so basically that's the only chance it has is to try to use this and go up. But it'll still, the next move is down. But you'd be surprised how big these can get if it really wants to. Okay, where it does 3, 3, 5. It could rip through there and get much higher if it wants to. We just need the buyers. Bitcoin is, I'll come back to the requests. Let's see. Bitcoin is pumping. All right, so it did the scenario. Okay. We're pretty close to, that high. So this is the middle. Okay. Like I said, makes this a connector. All this middle area. It's giving this one a partner. Okay. We'll have to see, can it get through this resistance and this resistance? Okay, if it can make 5 waves, okay, it could be the end and done. Or the key here is when it makes the 5 waves, it's all about the pullback. If it pulls back in 3, that is telling you I want continuation to the upside, where it'll make this a 3, 4, 5 and get bigger. But if it makes 5 here and then it pulls back in 5, let me do this better. Hold on. So if it makes 5 waves, okay, what you want to see is a 3-wave pullback for continuation to the upside. If you get a wave that comes through your 4th wave territory, 1, 2, 3 comes through the 4th wave territory, 4 back tests at 5, you have a 5-wave move, you're going to get a 3-wave pullback, and now you short because you've got 5 and it's going down. And it'll go right back through this insufficiency area. Okay, so the key here is wait for this to finish. Don't FOMO into that. Okay, because it can send another candle on the other side. Wait for it to finish. Do you get 3 or do you get 5? You get 3, you go long. You get 5, you go short. Okay, I hope that made sense. All right, where are we at? Gold. Gold. Let me know. Hopefully this is the one. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just glancing at it quickly. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's in its 5th. All right, let's get closer. This up here at the top looks like 3, 3, and now it's making 5. It's going to want to try to protect this low. Okay, if it can protect it, that's bullish. That's a running flat, and it'll try to kick up to the upside. If it doesn't protect it, it runs the risk that it fails. Okay? What do I mean by fails? It means that it'll make an expanded flat. It'll break its A wave. Okay? And it better hold here. If it doesn't hold, it'll back test that, and then this is done. Okay? And it fails. It can fail to make a fifth wave. Okay? So it's all about this A wave right now. A, B, C. It needs to protect its A. Worst case scenario, it has to hold here. Stay out of this one for sure. But this is where it needs to hold. It gets underneath there, it's over. Now, one more thing, not to confuse you though, but let me see. As you can see, the weekly likes to reset on the 30. This deep correction reset itself on the 30. Created continuous bullish. Okay. It already, not really. So let's see. It's probably going to the 1-to-1. It's already taken out the 618. All right, so 1-to-1 is it. If it doesn't hold it, then it's got to hold this area. That's the deepest I would want to see a fourth wave come. And like I said, it runs the risk. And what you need to see off the bottom if you're trading this, if it breaks it, you want to see a 5-wave move that comes through that fourth wave territory, gets above it. Okay, and then blasts off. You can totally wait for this to get above it. If it comes up in 3, it's a short. It's going down. All right. I hope that is what you wanted to hear or helped you. What the heck? One and a 2, guys. Really needs to, if this is all the data, and this is the low here, needs to hold it. Not break it, but it's not looking too promising, is it? Same with all the market. We've got to break this right here. We need to fill in this insufficiency. We need a nice, at least 3-wave move back up to this area. And even, I mean, if it's going to do it 3 ways, it pulls back in 3 and gives us another 3, get up higher. So when we get this partner leg, if that's what's happening, we can potentially not break this low. But if it does, and that is the low, and there isn't any more data, then like I said with the rest of the ones that are doing this, it just resets itself. Okay? It'll basically come down and it'll kind of, you know, start trickling like this, dump, trickle, and then it'll turn. When Bitcoin gets ready to turn, it'll turn. Eventually off that bottom, we'll get a 5-wave move. People will lose interest. It'll just start trickling sideways. And when Bitcoin moves then it'll go. FTX. Yeah, same thing. Same low. I mean, that's a beautiful impulse wave. So with that said, you would think that maybe we get a rollover, doesn't break it, and then we get this, you know, if it's not going to, we're going to have a longer bear market, we get this big 3-wave move up in it. Came awfully close, though, didn't it? And yeah. Okay, guys, where am I at? I can do about 15 more minutes, I'm sorry. Five-wave move. Same thing. 1 and a 2. I mean, this market is pretty much telling us what it's doing based on these altcoins. This looks beautiful. I mean, this looks, you can tell when a market is getting ready to try to make a move to the upside. You get this, I call it the, kind of looks like a diagonal, but it's not really a diagonal. You get this spike to the upside and then this, I don't know how to explain it. Looks kind of like a girl's shoe, like a high heel shoe pattern. Okay. Sometimes this is longer. And then you get this slow grind to the downside. So you know, there's a good chance that this tries to give this leg a partner. And it can go all the way into the expanded B pocket and then give it. And it really needs to get back up to here, at least. But unfortunately, it took off in the bottom with 3 waves. You can 3, 3, 5. And even if you didn't do it that way, sorry. This is 3. So it has to reset itself so that it can do something. But what is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's still trying to pump. This is 1, 2. 1, 2. It's in its third. Okay. It needs to make a 4th wave, 5th wave, 4th wave that comes back into the 4th wave, and then a 5th wave. And then it'll be done with this wave, and then it's all about this pullback. Okay. Does it come down in 3? If it does, it's telling you it wants continuation. 5 waves that gets underneath this 4th wave territory. Okay. What starts with 5 ends with 5. Mean 3 waves. Stop. It's going down. And this was just a partner leg for this one back here. And then this whole thing is a connector. Okay. They will have to wait and see. Does the connector want bigger to connect it to this leg? All right, but it's simple, guys. 3. Do we get 3? Do we get a 3-wave pullback? If we do, it's going bigger. Okay. Or does it come off the top in 5? Some of you may not know how to tell because you haven't looked at it long enough. You want to see, say if it was doing it now, okay? You want to see dump, consolidation, separation move, consolidation, dump. This part is very important in a 5-wave move. Okay, you need to see that separation. See how you get these long separating moves in a 5-wave move? Okay. See this, how this is screaming 3 waves right here? Screaming 3 waves. A 5-wave will give you this, 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 and this. These consolidation areas cannot come into each other. So you need 2 consolidation areas with a big dump in between, and then 2 legs on either side. Where 3-wave moves is just that, 3 waves. See how you get this consolidation area, this consolidation area, and this. Don't mistake that for a 5-wave move. Why? Because this consolidation area came into this one. That's an invalidation. You want to move, consolidation, move, consolidation, move. With these 2 not coming into each other. That's a 5. That's how you can tell the difference. Hopefully that will help you. Okay. I have a lesson in the course called Legs and Connectors. Well, there's actually several lessons, but it teaches that, where how you can tell between 5s. Like this part right here. Okay. Let's just use from here to here. This wave came up into this one. Okay. So that from there to there cannot be a 5-wave move unless you're going to make it, unless it can be a diagonal. Okay. But see this part? Look. Move, consolidation, dump, consolidation, move. These 2 did not come into each other, and you got a big separation in the middle. That's a 5-wave move. Okay? Without putting any fib extensions on that, checking how long it is, anything like that. Right here, dump, consolidation, big move in the middle, consolidation, move. So it's a leg, consolidation. This part in the middle is the most important. These 2 can't come into each other. So when we get done here, okay, we want this consolidation, dump that gets under there, back tests it, 5-wave move. Okay? Or you're going to get something where consolidation comes back up into each other, and I did a bad job of that. Dump, consolidation, dump, comes back up, consolidates in it, something like this. Definitely something that looks like a 3-wave move, where you know it's not 5. That means it wants to go higher. Okay. All right, I'll do one more, and then unfortunately I have to go, guys. I really appreciate you guys sticking it out with me. Let's see. I'm going to randomly grab one. Let's see. It's tapped its one, unfortunately. It's almost like this market wanted to make a fourth and it just failed. Because that so looks like a fourth, but that is one wimpy fifth if that's the fifth. But we're going to call it a 1 and a 2. And the way it's looking, probably this area is what it wants. Okay. It will rally if the rest of it's going to rally now and go higher. But that is clearly a three-wave move, guys. Unfortunately, off this bottom. So, let me get lower here. And even over here, that's a three-wave move. So this is where Bitcoin is right now. This is a connector. It's giving this leg a partner, so it's not going to, unfortunately, yeah. So the same thing, the Bitcoin, is this the start of something? I'm thinking probably we just have to see, does Bitcoin break its low? So this will probably come up a little higher, and then this one's getting a partner. We'll have to see what does it do. And then it'll use this 3, and then it'll either give us 5 or 3. Good chance we get back up here. We'll have to wait and see. But we're not bullish off the bottom. And looking at the alts, and all the ones we've looked at, it's telling the tale here that most likely this is a three-wave move. Right here. Okay. Where this is either giving us the partner leg now, okay, where it'll use this leg, and this will, you know, bonk its head. Let's see, how high could this even go? It could go to here, but that wouldn't make sense for it to stop in the middle. So most likely, it wouldn't get past this resistance. And then, this could really chop us around if this is its plans. Then it's going to give us this leg, okay, back down. Then we've got 3 over here, 3 like this, okay. Now at this point, and this one can even break the low like I talked about in my video and come down into the expanded B pocket. If we want the candle, it's going to make it all the way up here. We would want it to break the bottom. Okay? Because we have 2 flats. Regular that gets pumpy with that big, this like this one. Okay? But it doesn't break the bottom and it can only go to the 2.236. Or the one that does break the bottom comes into the expanded B pocket, and this one can go to the 2.618. Okay? So, we would want it to break the bottom so that we can go very high, because we would pull from here to here. Let's say it breaks the bottom at the weekly 300. It can go all the way to 2.618. And look where that's landing. So it can make A, B, and go all the way up here if it wants to. Can it get stuck here? Yes, it can. But it can go here. And the only one that's going to make it up there is if we slightly break this bottom. Okay. Right now, if it's giving partner leg now, most likely we're not going to get past this resistance. If it's giving us the leg now. I'd rather see us turn back to the downside, make this a three-wave move, and then use this leg. Okay. So, getting pumpy. Pumpy. I bet that's causing some FOMO in people. Look how high that is. Never jump into something that is already gone this far, guys. Okay? Because it's filling in this insufficiency. I tell my people all the time, there will always be another trade. Okay? It's not going anywhere without you. It will pull back in 3 and give you the chance to get into it. It will. You get in now. We have seen it so many times. Look, think about all the people that bought in right here at the top of here. What did it do? Pulled back, dumped. All of them either had to panic sell or get out of their trades or whatever they did. Okay? But if it would have pulled back in 3, okay, found support here, that would have told you it's going back to the upside. But it didn't. What did it give us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it gave us a little 5-wave move to let us know up in here that you can see. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. I like to teach. All right, I gotta go, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming out and spending all this time with me. Thank you so much. And I will be doing this every Tuesday. So I hope to see you next Tuesday. Thank you so, so much. Have a wonderful day, guys.